welcome to my channel. This is a practice designed for when you're on your period. It's super slow, very gentle, just to help you move your body a little bit, but also get some rest. There's some nice restorative practices, some nice restorative poses at the end. You do need a couple of props for this practice, 2 blocks or something similar. You could use plastic plant pots, for example, or books, and a bolster. It doesn't have to be a yoga bolster. It can just be a sturdy pillow or a couple of pillows. Ideally 2 blocks and a bolster, but things that are similar could also work. So yeah, enjoy. Hi, we're going to start the class today in a cross-legged position, how we usually start the class. Bring your hands just onto your knees. Let the hands rest there. And from here, you can just pull a little bit on the knees and feel the chest lifting. And then when you exhale, you can start to round your back, bring the chin into the chest. On an inhale, pulling on the knees again, lift the chest. You can even look up a little bit. I'm going to show it from the side as well. And exhale, rounding the back. Inhale, lifting your chest. And then exhale, rounding. One more time, let's inhale, lift the chest. And then as you exhale, bring the chin towards the chest and round your back. Come to a neutral position again. Bring the hands beside you and swap the cross of the legs. And then from here, I'm just scoot back a little bit so I have space in the front. Just walk your hands forward, let them rest on the floor, and release your head down. The forehead doesn't need to touch the floor. And breathe towards the back of the body. So breathe towards the ribs on the back. You can press the hand palms into the floor to help you roll the sitting bones back and down. Finding your slow and gentle breath. From here you can lift your head and maybe you can roll over to hands and knees, but if that's a lot for your abdomen, then don't worry, you can just gently find your way to a hands and knees position. And we're going to do the same action that we did when we were sitting. So on an inhale, arch the spine, drop the belly. Exhale, round the back, bring the chin in towards the chest, releasing the head. Inhale to arch. And exhale to round. I'm going to do it 2 more times, inhaling to arch. The chest is moving through the hands. Exhale, rounding the back. Inhale, arching the spine one more time. And exhale, round. From here, you can bring the toes together behind you and come all the way back to a child's pose, letting the hips release down to the heels. Let the arms slide forward, and this time, if it's possible, release the forehead down to the floor. Coming back to your breath. Feeling the rib cage expand on the inhale. Contract again on the exhale. From the child's pose, gently lift yourself up again to hands and knees. Tuck the toes behind you, lift up to downward facing dog, and just keep the knees bent. Pressing your hips up and back. And then gently walk the feet forward to the hands, and you can take a really nice wide step between the feet. Keep the knees bent and just let the head and the neck release. You can hold on to your elbows if you like. And gently, you can start to straighten the legs and then bring the hands beside you. Reach the palms to the side and up. And then bring the hand palms together in front of your chest. Come to your mountain pose, your Tadasana. And just do a little bit of standing before we come back to the floor. Keep the feet nice and wide here in the Tadasana, so you have plenty of space on the abdomen, around the abdomen. Reach the hand palms down. On an inhale, bring the hands to the side and reach up. If you can look up, you can look up. If not, just look straight ahead. And as you exhale, bring the hand palms down. Inhale one more time, reaching the hands to the side and up. Exhale, bring the hand palms down. Inhale, hands to the side, reach up. And then exhale, bring the hands down. We're going to do a sun salutation variation. So starting again in your Tadasana, feet wide, reach the hands to the side and up. As you exhale, bend the knees and fold forward. On an inhale, you can straighten the legs and bring the hands onto the shins or onto the thighs and extend the chest forward. Hopefully you can see me behind the lens. As you exhale, release your head, release your neck. Bend the knees, bring the hands to the floor, and then step back to hands and knees position. Finding your space. Inhale, arch the belly, look forward. Exhale, press the hands into the floor, round your back. Inhale, tuck the toes, lift yourself up and back to downward facing dog. Feel free to straighten the legs this time. Taking a few breaths. And then you can start to walk the feet up towards the hands. Again, wide feet. On an inhale, hands towards the shins or thighs. Let's look forward one more time. Exhale, release down into forward fold in Asana. You can hold one more time the elbows. If you remember which version you did the first time, do the opposite, holding in the hands. And then on an inhale, bring the hands to the side and up. Lifting up. Exhale, palms together in front of the chest. Release the arms down by your sides, Tadasana. We'll do it one more time. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, you can bend the knees and fold forward towards the floor. Inhale, straighten the legs, bring the hands to the shins or thighs. Lengthen the chest forward. Exhale, release in Uttanasana again. Inhale, bring the hands to the floor, bend the knees, and just come back to a hands and knees position. On your next inhale, arch the spine. Look forward. As you exhale, rounding the back. Inhale, tuck the toes. Bring yourself back to downward facing dog. Lengthening the backs of the legs. Releasing the heels to the floor. On an inhale, you can bend the knees, look forward, and gently start to walk the feet forward. No rush. With your feet in nice hips width distance, maybe even wider apart, you can release the head and the neck. Asana. Inhale, hands on the shins or thighs. Let's extend the chest forward. And then exhale one more time, release. Always the option to hold the elbows if you like. On your next inhale, bring the hands to the side. Lift them up. And then exhale. Bring the palms together in front of the chest. Release the arms down. Now, if your blocks are far away from your mat, you can collect your blocks and just bring them to the front of your mat, or whatever you have instead of blocks. If you have plant pots or books even. From the Tadasana, lengthening the spine, reaching the arms down. Inhale one more time and lift the arms to the side and up, reaching up. Exhale, bend the knees, release your chest down. And then again, press the hands into the floor and come to hands and knees position, one by one. Hands and knees, bringing the legs back so that you're on your knees. You can tuck the toes, press your hips back to your heels a little bit so that you have balance. Bring the hands to the hips, and then come to, I want to say stand, but it's standing on your knees. Come to a kneeling, that's what it is. Come to a kneeling position. I knew there was a word for it. From your kneeling position, start to bring a little more weight onto your left leg. And you just lift the right leg up, lift the right knee, and step the right foot forward. If you need to help, because sometimes your balance can be a bit different on your periods, there's quite a lot of balance, you can help with your hands. Just find yourself in the low lunge position, checking that the knee is above the ankle. And then here, bringing the hands to the side and up on an inhale. Exhale, bringing the palms together in front of the chest. We'll do it 2 more times. Inhale, reaching, opening the chest. Exhale, palms together. Last time, inhale, reaching up. And then exhale, bringing the palms down. And then this is where you'll want to have the blocks. Some people can reach the floor, so maybe you can have your hands on the floor. I definitely can't. Untuck your left toes. Pressing the hands into the blocks. Maybe you have a bit more space. I could move my left leg back a little bit, or move the right leg forward. And just feel how you can get a bit more stretch on the front of the left hip. Still keeping the right knee always above the right ankle. And then you can slowly start to sink back towards your left heel, lift the right toes up, and extend the right leg. Open up the back of the right leg. We'll move with the breath. So on the inhale, coming forward with the hips. Taking the height you need. If you need lower, you can take lower. As you exhale, lifting the right toes, extending the back of the leg. Inhale, coming forward. And then exhale. Extending the back of the leg. You can even, if you want, lower the blocks and come down a bit over this leg, but that can be a lot for the back of the leg. So just do what's possible for you. And you can come back to a kneeling position, so bringing the hands on the floor, bring both knees side by side. Let's take a small breath. Let's take a small rest in child's pose. So come to child's pose, bring your toes together, let the heels release, let the hips release to the heels. You can have the hands on the blocks. If it's nice for you, you also can just have the hands on the floor. And then let the head release down. Come back to your breath. Feel the subtle and gentle movement of the ribs as you breathe. Let your belly soften. Let your abdomen release. Let it be quiet, give it space. And then you can lift yourself up. Come one more time to that kneeling position. Bring the weight over to the right leg and then step the left foot forward. Checking in again at the knees above the ankle. One more time, reaching the arms to the side and up on an inhale. Exhale, bring the arms together in front of the chest. Inhale, reach the arms to the side and up. Exhale, bring the palms together. Inhale, reaching the arms to the side and up. Exhale, palms together. And then you can bring the hands to the blocks at whatever height you need. Maybe here you can walk then the left foot forward, starting to create a little bit of space on the front of the right hip. And then bringing the hip back, lifting the left toes. Inhale, coming forward. And then exhale, going back, lifting the left toes, extending the back of the left leg. Inhale one more time, come forward. And then exhale. Lift the left toes, lengthen the back of the left leg. Move the blocks a little out of the way. You can bring the hands to the floor. And then one more time, come to your kneeling position. You can cross the legs behind you, and you're going to come now to lie on the back. So arrive onto your back, come lie on the floor, however works for you to get there. Just take your time when you're on the floor, just to settle in first. Feel the back on the floor, you can feel the shoulder blades releasing down. And then engage your left leg. Feel the toes of the left foot pointing to the ceiling, and you can pull the right knee in towards the chest. And swap the legs. Stretch the right leg out, pull the left leg in. Breathing the whole time. Letting the shoulders be on the floor. Let's swap one more time. Stretch the left leg. Pull the right leg in. Stretch the right leg and pull in the left leg. You can stretch both legs along the floor. Bending the knees, you can place the feet on the floor one by one. Then roll over to sit up, and actually this is where we're going to use the bolster. Doesn't have to be a specific yoga bolster. It can be rolled up blankets, a couple of pillows, some couch pillows, a bed pillow, whatever you like. Just something that you can lay on. And then come to sit in front of your bolster, sit in front of your blankets. And then bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees come out to the side. If you have the blocks around you, you can bring the blocks underneath the legs just to support them. And then you can lower yourself back onto the bolster or onto the blankets, whatever you've got. And then let the arms just land on the floor beside you. You can keep the feet gently pressing into each other, but this is more about releasing. So let the legs release down. If you have blocks or even other blankets under the legs, you can just let the legs release onto the support there. Let there be space in the lower abdomen. If it's helpful for you, you can bring your hands to your abdomen. Just breathe towards your hands. If you prefer to have hands beside you, that's also fine. And then gently you can remove the blocks or other supports that you have. Bring the knees together. Roll off the bolster. And then we're going to do a supported Shavasana with the bolster and the blocks. So we're going to build up a little platform almost with the blocks. One is a bit higher than the other. So the one furthest away is on the highest height, and then the second one, the one closest to me, is on the medium height. And then I put the bolster on top, and I'm coming in a child's pose position, so the bolster is between my legs. And then I rest my belly, my abdomen on the bolster. And you can just let your arms go through the space that you've created. You can let the eyes close. Take a few gentle and deep breaths. Allowing the shoulders to release down. And if you're looking to one side or you have your head to one side, you can turn your head also to the other side. You're welcome to stay in the posture for as long as you like. And then when you're ready, you can come out, come to sit back on your heels. And come to cross-legged again. Thank you for your practice.